So one of the questions I get asked all the time is, have the values hit bottom yet? Because people are waiting for the values to hit bottom before they get into the market. So I'm going to share with you all the information that you want to know starting right now. So welcome back. Hey y'all, I'm Debbie Dobbins. I'm your host for this episode of Your Wichita Falls. And for those of you that watch this channel, you know that I'm a real estate entrepreneur. And for those of you that you don't watch this channel and this is your first video, please subscribe because I would love for you to learn all about Wichita Falls, real estate, nuts and bolts, and everything in between to lifestyle and how fun it is to live here. Ring that bell and you'll be notified every single time a new video gets uploaded, which is usually Mondays and Thursdays. What I want to talk about is the question that people ask me, have we hit the bottom for the values of real estate? Well, whether you're already a homeowner and you're wondering what's going to happen if I sell my house, where are those values? Or you're looking to become one, you're looking as a buyer. These recent headlines about home prices, please stop watching headlines. The only thing you should ever watch is the economic report so you can see actually what is happening in the economy, because the mainstream news is all about fear.
Fear, 100% fear.
What I want to leave you with is all of these headlines about home prices are probably leaving you with more questions than answers, which that's a very unfortunate, because these news stories are talking about home prices falling. And so many people who don't understand what they're talking about, even the news, because they don't do enough research, want to compare this market to 2008. And so there's plenty of videos on here, and some of them are coming across the screen that you can click on up here that share about how this market is nowhere near like 2008. But that conversation is raising concerns about the repeat of what happened, because people that don't understand the market and don't understand what caused 2008 and what is happening right now will just spew out information that's so incorrect. And it's very, very discouraging to have people get into that fear mongering because they're listening to the news. So turn that off and just watch this channel. One of the questions that's on everybody's mind is based on those headlines is, how much will home prices decline? So everybody's waiting for this thing that happened last time. We're up here and it's going to go like that. It's not. Okay, well, let's just get that out there right now. But what you may not realize is these expert forecasters, because I always use the experts, and those aren't people that are talking about on mainstream news. They're not the CNN people. They're not the ABC, the CBS, all of that. I'm telling you, watch the NBC or MSNBC, the one in the morning that's got Squawk Box. These forecasters, and those are also real estate forecasters. The Realtor.com, the Zillows, all of those people that are actually in this industry doing it on a day-to-day basis. They're not calling for a free fall in prices. Can I say that again? The experts, the people that are actually in the industry that watch this on a daily basis like a hawk, like I do, they're not seeing a free fall. Period. End of discussion. In fact, if you look at the latest data, there's a case to be made that the biggest portion of month-over-month price depreciation nationally may already be behind us in the rear view. Now, people are like, well, how can you say that? The home prices have come down. Well, they started to come down when the Fed started raising the interest rates. And of course, we needed a correction. We needed something to stop this craziness that was happening. So in that respect, this is a good thing, but it's a correction. It isn't a free fall. And even those numbers that we're talking about for the last few months, they're not significant declines on, we're going to talk about a national level, but also from a local level in Wichita Falls. We basically are mirroring what's happening on the national level. And Wichita Falls is always, we don't have as many highs and we don't have as many lows. So it's very much here and here. But instead of how far they will drop, the question becomes, have home values hit bottom? Because honestly, that's the real question you should be asking, is have they hit that place where we can now begin to see a normalized market and things beginning to just tick up in appreciation over time? So I want to take a look at the latest data from several reputable industry sources. So I'm putting up a chart here so you can begin to see, and this chart provides a look at the most recent reports from Schiller, the Federal Housing Finance Agency, Black Knight, and CoreLogic. Okay, these are all names that you probably have no idea who they are, but they're all organizations that keep data. Because to me, it's about the data. What is the data showing us? And what are the trends? And what are the leading indicators? And it shows how on a national scale, home values have changed month over month since January 2022. Okay? But here's the thing, is that we hit the peak, I would say around April of last year. We really hit the peak because that's when the Fed started to get rattle sabering and start raising interest rates. But November and December numbers have yet to come out, unfortunately, and they will begin to show a little more flattening. Now, keep in mind though, November and December are historic, over time, slower months. So there's that. So you have to take into consideration that the market has slowed and you're in the slowest time of the year. But let's focus in on what the red numbers tell us. The red numbers are the change in home values over the last 4 months that we can see that have been published, that, you know, we can extract the data. And if we isolate the last 4 months, what this data shows is, in each case, this home price depreciation peaked in August. Like I said, we hit the peak of high prices about April, and the home depreciation, meaning the coming down of it, in August. While that doesn't really guarantee home price depreciation has hit bottom, okay? Even though it's hit sort of the peak of depreciation, the home price, it doesn't guarantee that home price depreciation has hit bottom. It confirms prices aren't in a free fall. That's the thing. And there's a difference between a correction and an absolute massive free fall like we had in 2008. And it may be an early signal that the worst is already behind us, which is what I believe. And I've shared that on my economic forecast, that by the time we hit spring this year, things are going to be, we're going to have a little uptick again. And also the Fed is, trust me, the Fed is pivoting, even though they don't say it. And I'm going to do a video on the Fed in just a minute. But basically, if you think about it, that the worst is behind us, these numbers for November and December may give us even more data that's going to be able to show and further validate this, which I believe is actually what we will see. So this national trend is for all of the nation, as I said, but here in Wichita Falls, we do see a flattening, as I said. And what happens is, and I want to share this just from a realtor perspective, that even people in the industry don't follow the economy and watch for these trends. Well, not as closely as I do, but some of them do. And what I see is often, in every market for the past 3 decades, when I see these changes up and down, is that they stay, meaning the real estate community stays in that mindset as if we're still in that crazy market. So what you may be seeing is a lot of houses that are put on the market and listed, and then they reduce the price. Why are they reducing the price? Because they had it overpriced to begin with, based on the fact that they were using data that was 6 to 7 months old. So if a real estate agent were to price a home that's for sale based on the market in last April or May and April and May, it's not going to sell for that now because the depreciation has already started it, but they're still operating as if it was, you know, spring of 2022. So keep in mind that every circumstance is different, and if you see home prices being reduced or things staying on the market longer, hello, we're in a normal market. That's what normal markets do. I want to repeat again and again to as many people that will hear me, as that the market that we were in was a historical, meaning once in a lifetime. It just doesn't happen where craziness comes in and there's 3,000 offers on a house, one person's gonna get it, interest rates are at a historical level, cash is everywhere. The thing is that what you wanna notice is that we have come down slightly, we've made a correction, and it needed to happen. And going forward, we have now moved into a normalized market. Now, I will say that your buying power is a little bit less right now by virtue of the fact that the interest rates are that way. But I would say take advantage of a 2-1 buy down. I can share that about, there's videos on here about that. What's really, really important is that you do whatever you can to mitigate your purchasing power right now, because those interest rates are going to come plummeting down shortly. And all of you who bought a house in this last 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months that have those high interest rates, you're going to be in for a refinance boom. So I can tell you that don't be afraid. We basically have leveled out. That's good news for those of you that want to buy houses. It's medium news for those of you that want to sell it, because you're just not going to hit that top peak, but it hasn't been like it went from here to here. So stay tuned. There's 2 more videos coming up. And if you want to know a little bit more information, you want to learn more about Wichita Falls or any of the programs that we have for lending, there's a scheduling link for a Zoom meeting in the first comments below. I'm happy to share anything, answer any questions, and give you all the feedback that I possibly can. And as I always say, y'all come back now. You hear?